I'm Melissa Chalker, Program Manager of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. The mission of the foundation is to enable seniors to live with independence and dignity in their communities. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to provide information and resources to boomers, seniors, and caregivers. The primary focus of the program is to connect people with community-based programs. And while we do focus on resources and programs for seniors, today we are going to talk about ways in which seniors can give back. On this program, we are featuring 2 intergenerational programs. By interacting with young children, seniors not only receive a benefit, but they also give one. Older adults have much to offer to young people, and through the 2 programs we are highlighting today, Music for the Very Young and Grandpals, we'll see just how they do that. And we'll also see how they benefit from the interaction with children. We're joined today by Ronnie Ragen, Director of Community Partnerships for the Trenton Community Music School, and Sallie Meade, Coordinator of Grandpals Princeton. Thank you for coming on the program, ladies.
Pleasure.
It's really a joy to have both of you, and I'm really excited to tell the audience about these 2 programs, which over the course of learning about myself, I became very excited. So Ronnie, I would like to start with you, and I would like for you first to tell me, because you're Director of Community Partnerships for the Trenton Community Music School. So if you could first tell me what the Trenton Community Music School is.
The Trenton Community Music School is the only music school that provides music lessons for the greater Trenton area for children and adults. And it was started by the founder, Marcia Wood, in 1998 when they were starting in the district, the school district, to eliminate instrumental music for the children. And there was an obvious need to have another way for children at least to connect. And then we found adults wanted lessons too.
It's great.
In addition to the lessons, with our mission being to provide the community with music experience and learning, we also have our partnerships program, which I run, and that has a number of different associations with the local schools. And our largest program is the one you referred to, Music for the Very Young.
Right. So tell me how Music for the Very Young came to be.
Music for the Very Young, again, as we started the school, the state Supreme Court ruled that the districts in the state who were particularly low income, in order to provide equal educational opportunities for them, needed to have additional funding. And part of equalizing the schools with the more affluent communities was to provide early childhood programs so that the state funded programs of 3- and 4-year-olds, full-day pre-K.
So this was the first time that children of that age were in school all day.
And that the schools themselves were providing these programs. And we felt it was really important that high-quality music be part of their curriculum. As best we could, we wanted to ensure that would happen. And we created Music for the Very Young to help the district in Trenton particularly to make that happen.
Right. And so teachers come into the preschools and provide a music lesson.
It's actually very comprehensive. We work with the classroom teachers and the families as well as the children. We have our professional music specialist comes in once a week, but as part of the experience, it's not only sitting in a circle with the teachers and the children, but materials go home, CDs and songbooks go home, and we bring the families in to make music all together. And we also do professional development for the teachers so that they can follow through between our lessons, because we're just visitors. We want this to be part of every child's experience, because there's so much research now that says music is how children learn. Children learn everything through music, and we want that benefit to be there for these kids.
So you're really incorporating it into the curriculum of the preschools.
Very close contact with the teachers, with the district. So yes.
And how many preschool programs? How many preschools do you work with?
We are. Most of the program is funded with outside, very generous grants. We've been very fortunate, and so it depends a little bit each year, but we've been consistently working over the last number of years, including the current year. We're in about 25 community preschool classrooms, as well as working with the Katzenbach School for the Deaf, the Christina Sykes Academy, and we have several classes with the Ewing Public Schools as well. So it's about 450 families and about 50 teachers.
That's a huge impact.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So today we're here to talk about the Intergenerational Program, which you incorporated into the Music for the Very Young. How many of those programs have an intergenerational component?
This is new for us. This is the latest chapter of Music for the Very Young, is to be combining the children with seniors. And just 3 years old, this is our third year, and each year we've added one class to combine, to take, what we do actually is to have the children with their teachers walk to a neighboring senior center. The city of Trenton has 5 city-run senior centers, day programs, where the seniors are there doing various kinds of activities, and our music making program with children has become one of the activities. So it's a very regular program, and the choice and how we make them happen is that it has to be in the neighborhood so that the children can actually walk from school to the senior center. And so this was year 3, and each year we've added one new class. So we're working with 3 senior centers, and 3 different schools have a class.
Right. Great.
So it's really terrific.
So you started to say about how it's new and how it came about, but you could tell us a little bit more about why you decided to add an intergenerational piece to this program.
Well, looking back, I kind of feel like, this is a no-brainer. If ever there was a win-win situation, we know now that this is one of those situations. I was part of a creative aging workshop a number of years ago, and got excited about the idea of adding, and if we could figure out a way to bring them together, we should do that. And then lo and behold, there was one of the senior centers that had been closed was reopened on the block with one of our partner schools. And they had for a number of years been trying to arrange something because many of our children are actually new immigrants. And as the director said, the children don't even have the experience because it's just a nuclear family of abuelos. So the grandparents in their lives, it's just not part of their experience, and that was important. They wanted to do something, and this program served the purpose of putting everybody together. So weather permitting, and this was the first year that the weather was not very conducive to this working, the children walk on a weekly basis. They really come to look forward to that morning. And the seniors, one of the directors said to me, Ronnie, the seniors don't come every day, but they don't miss Thursday because they know the children are coming. So it really has created a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement, and we're completely delighted. We didn't know what to expect because it was new. It was new. And now that we see it in action, all we want to do is add more because it's been so valuable for everybody. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like that the initial reaction for people was that they just thought it was a good fit, as you're saying, that really was a good fit for both the preschool students and the faculty there, as well as the faculty and the seniors at the senior centers.
It was from day one. It was, home run. But it's really it's so mutual. We work with the state on the core curriculum, and for young children who are pre-kindergarten, readiness for kindergarten is a major impulse for the curriculum development, and the whole idea of being able to build relationships and know how to make relationships is something you learn to do. You don't just automatically know how to interact. So that's become an intentional part of the work that the teachers are doing, because they have the opportunity to create these relationships with the seniors who they wouldn't otherwise know. And for the seniors to have the energy of these beautiful children coming in once a week, it makes them excited and you know, pitter pat. These kids are wonderful. You just want to hug them when they arrive. But everybody's doing the music together.
Right.
They're singing together. They all know the same songs together. They're dancing. Not everybody's ambulatory, but everybody can work in their seats. They're playing instruments. They're you know. It's very mutual, and we have the children learn to partner. This again, intentional learning to partner with the seniors and to walk over with some instruments or with scarves, and we have some photos that you'll see this in action.
Right.
But everybody's engaged. One senior said to our teacher, I'm so glad you came today. My shoulder really hurt when I came in, and now it doesn't hurt anymore. So there is this whole physical activity that's paying off for, you know, that's part of the unexpected that happens. So it's been a delight for everybody.
So I want to go back so that you can tell us, because you referenced the scarves and the instruments and stuff. Tell us how the program works. What do the seniors and the children do when they arrive at the center?
Well, the seniors are usually ready for the children, and in one center, in fact, they come and collect in the circle. They have chairs around the room, so the seniors can sit in chairs. The children are going to be on the floor. And they're in place 15 minutes before the kids ever arrive because they want to be ready. And the children arrive and they start to clap. And that's not part of it either, because we really don't want the kids to feel they're performing.
Right.
But it's really a gesture of warmth and affection. They're so happy to see them.
Right. It's
so
more
that's,
of a
that's
welcome.
lovely. And it's a welcome, and the children feel like stars. You know, it's really sweet. So they come in and they find their way into the circle in front of the seniors. And the teachers are with them. The teachers sit with them in the circle, and we have our music leader, our music specialist, who are very carefully trained and specialized to lead these kinds of classes. And the class starts with a hello song. So there's ritual. Everybody always sings the hello song, and we always make sure to go around the circle, and everybody sings his or her own name, and the seniors sing their names, and so that's the way we say we're here and we're all together.
Right.
And then we have different kinds of songs and activities. There are chants that don't have tunes. We use props. We use shaker eggs. We use scarves, and you know, as I said before, part of this is really giving the children an opportunity to develop relationships.
Right.
When they first start the program, they're kind of shy, and who are these people and what are we supposed to do? But we kind of scaffold a way for them to get to know one another better. They will deliver the instruments for the seniors who aren't all ambulatory.
Right.
To you know, they'll bring them and they'll share that way. And then rather than asking them to hold hands, we'll use scarves as a way to interact mutually.
Right.
So everybody each holds one end of the scarf, and we can then play. And that's what you're going to see in the video.
Right.
We build to that.
Right. So you referenced the video footage.
Right.
You did bring a piece of video footage for us to see. Can you tell us what we're going to be seeing in the video?
Well, it's a quiet tune, but you'll hear and see our leader, Joyce Kay, giving them a little bit of instruction, but mostly they're following the music together, they're improvising together, and as far as that improvising goes, the idea is that they are making it up as they go, and that the music is inspiring that. And there's a very sweet piece at the end where Mr. Harvey changes the game into a hide and seek, and you can see the joy and the pleasure that the child is having, that they're having together.
Wonderful.
That they're sharing.
We'll take a look at that clip.
Right.
Thank you. I think that really will provide a picture for everyone of what what the program really looks like and does. And I'm so glad you were here today to share with us the benefits it has for both the children and the seniors involved. So
Thank you.
I thank you for
pleasure.
that. And Sallie, Meade, thank you also for joining us. I'm glad that you're here today too to talk to us about a program that's similar but different. Tell us how Grandpals, or what Grandpals is, first of all.
Well, Grandpals is an intergenerational program that fosters a positive relationship connecting Princeton students with older adults. And they read to each other, and they hopefully gain a lifelong love of reading and learning, which we hope to convey to young children.
Mm-hmm. And this is a program of the Princeton Senior Resource Center, is that correct?
That's correct. The Princeton Senior Resource Center got involved in this program back in 1997 when an elementary supervisor approached the center about coordinating a workshop between seniors and reading to young children. This was followed by a number of meetings between various people and eventually led to the beginnings of the Grandpals program.
Great, that's wonderful. So you said that there is reading involved. Can you kind of walk us through exactly how the program operates?
Well, we go into the schools and we meet with the teachers at the beginning of the year, usually in September. Olivia and Boone, the director of the program, and I meet with teachers and discuss when and at what time the program will take place in their school. We normally have 30 to 40 minutes per session. In October, early October, we all meet in the library with the students, the teachers, and the Grandpals. And students are assigned to the Grandpals, 1 or 2 students to each Grandpal. And that association goes on for the entire year. The Grandpal meets with the same students each week for 30 or 40 minutes.
And that's for the entire school year. So
Yes.
you start in October and you end when they're about to end school?
We normally end in mid to late May, yes.
And so you're there at the library, and the Grandpals are assigned students, and they read to them different books and things?
Well, they pick books. We get the librarians involved, and we have a group of books that we consider sure winners. They're authors and books that the children historically have really loved. And the Grandpals pick some books, the students pick some books, and they sit and read. We consider it a very nice, quiet, calm period within the school day for the children to interact with older adults, to build a relationship with them, to get questions answered, to read fascinating stories, and to share interests. We found that the children love to talk about what's going on in their lives or what they've done in school. In some books, you read a particular book and the student will recognize a name or something that excites them, and conversations begin at that point.
That's wonderful. So it's really an opportunity for these children to share with another adult. Besides going home and telling their parents what happened during the day, they're encountering another adult during the day whom they can tell a funny story to, something that the book reminds them of, or something like that. That's wonderful. What do you see as the benefit for some of the seniors that are participating as Grandpals?
Well, a lot of our volunteers are former teachers or librarians. A number of them have worked in children's programs, and once they retire, they decide to become engaged in this program. They love reading to children, which is a big asset.
Sure.
And the children love listening. The seniors can share their interests and skills and experience with the children, answer questions. There's a lot of giggling that goes on in these activities, and the children seem to enjoy asking silly questions like, how old are you? I think you're 110. And but we do have a great time, and the children seem to enjoy the stories. We find that children love listening. We've had at least one situation in which a child never spoke in the classroom at all, and this was difficult, and the reading specialist came in to take this child out of the Grandpals session, only to see that the child was completely engaged with their grandpal, talking to him, looking at the book, reading lines from the book, and the reading specialist decided to defer taking the child out at that point and letting this continue for a while. So it does provide the children with someone who isn't an authority figure. It's a very relaxed, nurturing environment.
Yeah. Talk about a hidden benefit. I mean, that's a wonderful story about someone who maybe needed some one-on-one, but needed it in a way that wasn't so teacher-like. Not to say that that's a bad thing, because there are a lot of great teachers out there who are doing wonderful work, but this was someone who was not, as you say, in an authoritative position, and so drew that student out and let them become more engaged and build that foundation for them to understand that it's fun to be engaged with others and to participate. So that's a wonderful outcome of that. Can you think of any other benefits that the students might be getting besides what you've already?
Well, we do hope that they do learn to love reading and to get the idea that they need to explore different books. The books that we read include nonfiction. Some children get turned on by bats, lizards, and different animals, and we hope that they will continue to explore what the library has to offer with different books of the same type.
Sure. Wonderful. And how many schools participate with the Grandpals?
We currently have Littlebrook School, Riverside School, and now Community Park. We just began the Community Park program. The Littlebrook and Riverside School have 6 sessions, and they are mainly kindergarten students.
Okay.
At Community Park, we began in 2013 with 1 second grade class. When we met again in September of that year, we found that we had 4 more teachers who wanted to participate, 3 first grade classes and an additional second grade class. Coming this September, we understand we're going to have an additional second grade, so we will have 6 classes at Community Park School as well.
Wow.
And we've also approached the summer school program, which is held at Johnson Park School, about having a Grandpals program during the 4-week summer school session this year.
Wow. That's really, I mean, when you say all these sessions, it sounds like so much. So do you know how many Grandpals there are? How many volunteers
We have about 50 to 60 people who participate in the Grandpals program. A good number of those people do more than 1 session. We have some people who do up to 6 sessions a week. And we've heard from Grandpals that they consider this sometimes the highlight of their week, that the joy that it brings them. And when you see the faces of the children when they come into the library and see that their Grandpal is there this week, it's just wonderful.
Sure.
They're so excited, and they're very disappointed when their Grandpal has to be away. But we do try to provide substitutes. We understand that people do have to be out at times, and so we try to provide substitutes for those days when their Grandpal is not going to be present.
Sure, that is bound to happen, but it's nice to see that there is a bond there, that there is a benefit to the same senior participating with the same students every week when they come. So that's really a wonderful piece of the program. We've mentioned a lot of the benefits here, and I just wanted to touch back and make sure that we've covered everything that you think a Grandpal might get from the program.
Well, a lot of Grandpals don't have grandchildren who live nearby, so this also provides them with an opportunity to interact with young children. And the children don't have grandparents that live nearby, so it's an exceptional time that they can interact without feeling any pressure. The children are very relaxed. They love coming to the sessions, and the Grandpals love seeing them. We had a situation at one time when you weren't sure about hugs. All of this went on, and so we came up with an idea that you can ask the child at the beginning of the year whether they want a hug or a handshake. And in the beginning of the year, you get a lot of handshakes. But toward the middle of the year and the end of the year, you can see hugs going all around. So there is a bond that's being developed, and you can see that on the faces of both the Grandpals and the students.
Right. What a wonderful progression to go from handshakes to hugs,
hugs.
because you're meeting with someone who you don't really know, and so it is apprehensive, maybe for both of them, maybe more so for the children. But then, that bond does grow is a wonderful thing. You've both shared some kind of similarities and things that the programs have, but there is a little bit of a difference that I think we were talking about before the show. I don't know if Ronnie, if you want to address that, one of the differences.
Well, the seniors in our program are participants, and in some ways almost equal participants with the children. The children actually know the songs even better than the grown-ups, so the children become teachers of the grown-ups, which is so affirming for the kids.
Right.
And that would be the opposite for Sallie's
Right.
program, where the grown-ups are teaching, though I'm sure there are plenty of lessons that are being learned from the children.
Yeah, it sounds to me like there are lessons learned all around, right?
Well, one of the things that we try to stress is that the objective of the program is not to teach the students. It's to enjoy them, to read to them, to excite them about reading and about books. We've been very successful, and by word of mouth, we've actually ended up launching programs in the Trenton schools and also in the Cranberry schools. So Grandpals seems to be spreading, and we're really pleased with that.
Well, that's just wonderful, because it's a very beneficial program, and so therefore we hope that it continues to grow and more people can participate, just as more senior centers might find this program something beneficial and try to seek out preschools in their area that could also.
One of the unexpected and wonderful benefits is the change actually on the street. Music making together builds community, and we get to experience that because the children see these grown-ups on the street. Before they were in the program, they were just strangers that you avoid.
Right.
And now we see that they greet each other. They're happy to see Mr. Leonard, and it's a wonderful thing.
Right.
It's intergenerational. It's multi-ethnic. It's so many things happening on the street.
Wow.
So we feel that that's a very big piece of an unexpected and wonderful outcome.
Right. Well, what a wonderful end to all the great benefits of intergenerational programming, and I thank you both again for coming today and sharing these wonderful stories with us. Really appreciate it.
Welcome.
Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging and is made possible by donations to the foundation. To become a sponsor of the Aging Insights program, please go to our website at www.njfoundationforaging.org or call us in the office at 609-421-0206. We also have an online survey about Aging Insights on our website. Please feel free to provide comments on the show as well as topics that we should consider for the future. We want to remind you to find out about senior services in your area. Please contact your county office on aging. Their numbers are on our website, or you can call the state hotline at 1-877-222-3737. Thank you for watching this episode of Aging Insights, and remember, aging is everyone's business.